Welcome to Horrify.world's Madness Marathon. To celebrate Halloween, the Horrify.world crew has made the Madness Marathon Halloween calendar. Every day we open a door, and behind every door is a recommendation for a free horror game that you should play. 31 days, 31 recommendations, hours of fun. And on the 31st, we have a special surprise for you. But enough talk, let's see what hides behind today's door. If you're not in the know, I've done 3 videos where I look at 5 cult classic Half-Life 1 mods. And in each video, I pick one game out of the 5 that I think is an absolute must-play. Each time I've had 2 clear favorites, and each time I've had to make the hard choice of picking one over the other. So why not use the occasion now, during Madness Marathon, to gush about one of the runners-up and give them the time in the spotlight they so deserve. In Paranoia, you play as a Russian Spetsnaz agent who has just returned to duty after having been injured in combat. As you complete your qualifications to rejoin the ranks of your military brothers, an alarm is sounded and you and your team is called to intervene in a hostage situation at a power plant. Things quickly go from bad to much worse, and before you know it, you're fighting your way through the facility, and the run-and-gun gameplay of Half-Life 1 that you would normally expect in a Half-Life 1 mod is completely replaced by calculated tactical action. You can't take a lot of damage, and neither can your enemies. So there is very little dodging like there is in Half-Life, and you're instead very focused on always entering a room from the right angle, always giving you the best opportunity to shoot first should an enemy appear. It's very good, and it reminded me a lot of playing SWAT 4. And it's almost like the game could read my mind and knew that I had already thought that SWAT, it would make a great horror game, because then Paranoia became just that. Despite the team's best efforts, the terrorists managed to do what they were here to do and set off some kind of explosion. We're knocked out in classic horror game fashion, and when we come back to, it's several hours later, and we're left trying to figure out what happened. We start making our way back to our team, and while we do, we're in contact with a team of scientists that have been sent in to contain a radiation breach. But before we can link up with them, we hear them on the radio as they get brutally murdered by something that doesn't sound like it speaks Arabic. And when we turn up ourselves to where they were supposed to be, we're met with the sight of bodies, guts and gore being strewn all over the place. The bodies that haven't been completely ripped to shreds begin chasing us, and we put them down and make our way to an elevator to meet up with the scientist who tells us that something is going on, which, no shit. Why is there a temple in the tunnels beneath a power plant? Why are there zombies? And why are there terrorists trying to free the zombies? Before we can get any answers, a strange chant in Russian starts playing, and the complex is assaulted by gun-wielding mutants, and that's what marks the real beginning of the game. It's from here on out a straight-up horror game where we fight monsters, mutant, and everything in between that also goes bump in the dark. And we do it along with our team in true tactical shooter fashion, and the constant switch between using aggressive tactics on the mindless monsters and defensive tactics against the mutants and terrorists means that the game is never boring. It's never predictable, and it always keeps you on your toes, and that definitely heightens the scare factor of it all. It's really good, and the setup is very interesting, and I don't think I have seen this blend of the 2 subgenres put together in this way, not in movies, not in games, and the irresistible allure of the combination of religion, cults and monsters and Russian Duma attitudes and the sort of like cold era-ish aesthetic makes this one a must play. It's available on ModDB and I give it an 11 out of 13. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've enjoyed the game in the video. Remember to go visit Horrify.world tomorrow and every day after for the remainder of October. You know, to see what other great free games are out there. From all of us here at Horrify.world, stay extra spooky during this month and take care.
Сейчас же придет письмо. Здравия желаю. Так, похоже.